A while back somebody left a comment on one of my videos. I think this comment was essentially in appreciation of what was being said in the video, but this person wanted to stress the importance of what was being said because it wasn't being conveyed in the video. My understated style wasn't really conveying the magnitude, the importance of what was being said. I think if it's possible, I think if we're going to relate to the impression that these teachings make, if we're looking for an emotional response to the implications of these teachings, then I think we're in danger of being sectioned. No emotional response is adequate enough to actually express the implications and revelatory nature of these teachings. And I do have a concern that anybody who is actually following this and appreciating what is being said might feel in danger of being sectioned. The state of their mental health could be called into professional question. If you're in this position, then all I can suggest is that you stay with the truth. You stay with your realization of the truth, which is essentially peaceful. You do not focus on the emotional response. I would say that some teachers seem to do this actually. They seem to focus on the response, the emotional response to the teaching, and get a little bit giddy. They get somewhat giddy. But the emotional response is not the teaching. The emotional response is not the realization, no matter how giddy or apparently blissful it might be. So you focus on the realization, on the revelation, on the equanimity and peace which this teaching, if one is in the realization, should convey. And it's very difficult sometimes for anxieties and concerns not to infiltrate the realization. And this is one of these things that we have to go beyond. It's one of the discriminations that we have to go beyond. We've had to go beyond discriminations between what is real and what is unreal, what is real and imaginary, beyond the discrimination of existence and non-existence, of truth and falsehood. We go beyond that discrimination. We go beyond the discrimination between me here and the world there. We go beyond the discrimination of waking and dreaming. These are some of the discriminations which the Yoga Vasishta has explored up to this point. But there's one I feel it's important to add because of the conditions of our modern world, and that's a discrimination between sanity and insanity. I'm not suggesting that there's no such thing as sanity or insanity. These terms have got their use in their appropriate spheres. But spiritually we need to go beyond that concern. Spiritually we need to go beyond the concern of sanity and insanity, because all it does is induce anxieties into our realization. And if we can realize that that's the mechanism at work, then we can just put it aside. I've put all these videos up on YouTube, and I'm sure there are many people that might think I'm stark, raving mad. But then I would have to address their attention to the Yoga Vasishta, the text that I'm basing these videos on. And in these videos, it's my aim to get in touch with the original voice of the Yoga Vasishta. And I would suggest that that should be the main question. The Yoga Vasishta is of the same essence as the Buddhist wisdom teachings, and they're only can be regarded as mad from a very limited and what would be referred to as ignorant point of view. Anyway, one of the reasons I'm talking about this now is because this next chapter, chapter 147 of section 6.2, is revelatory and staggering. It represents another peeling back of the layers which constitute the parameters of our reality. And I felt I would just like to stress that, or at least point out the extraordinary revelatory nature of what is being indicated in this chapter. But I point this out with the caveat that we don't really want to get too caught up in the emotional reaction to this chapter. We stay in equanimous, peaceful realization of what is being indicated here.